Anyway, let's watch Scott Jennings get lectured with a dose of race baiting from a group of professional complainers and laugh it off. Let's go.
Homes in the middle of the night because of this over-militarization of a community, and just to think of the trauma and what that's going to do for the next generations to come.
It's terrible when the children of Trinidad Aragua are having to be separated.
I know the children argument doesn't work for Republicans because it never has.
Violent situations.
But I actually
we don't actually know. First of all, we don't know who those children were, but I imagine that there were other children who were not.
There were a lot of black
affiliated with
children
any of
who were
the
unaffiliated.
plenty of kids who were not affiliated.
Black children, black people who were ripped from their homes and detained
for hours,
with no warrants, for hours, traumatized. Detained what?
First of all, detain is not the same as arrest. Second of all,
how would you like to be detained sitting outside of your home?
Wait. Why don't we go over what standard procedures are? When immigration officials and federal authorities are entering a hostile situation where there are known criminals and known members of a terrorist organization, they have to go in and detain. Yes. And when you're going in there to,
I just want to be clear that what you're talking about, because we talked about this at the beginning. Children zip tied, okay?
By the way, DHS disputes that. They dispute it.
We can't believe everything.
Hold on a
I
second.
called them. We talked about this afternoon. I called them. I said point blank. What about this? They said that did not happen. They did say this.
Of course they're going to say that.
Hold on. What did they say did not happen?
They said this did not happen. But oftentimes and every time when they go into a situation with violent people, the first thing they do is remove children from a dangerous situation, and they're not in the care of DHS. They immediately go into the care of DHS.
So let me just
the horrors of what happened to the children is one thing. You also had American citizens, black American citizens that were drugged out of their homes and detained and put through something that they should not have had to go through. And when we are having a conversation about how customary it is to detain someone, I want people to remember the historic implications of that for black people.
Okay, hold on. Wait, what would be? Wait, let me ask you honestly. What would be the alternative to go in there and say, okay, guys, raise your hand if you are an American citizen, and we're going to let you out of here. Do you trust people to be honest?
I say all the time, I'm tired of the race baiting and playing the race card. I'm really, really, really tired of it now. Cowboy Hat said with a straight face, black people went through something. What's the something? He's comparing being detained to slavery. That is effing absurd. Nobody is saying skin color should decide whether or not you face the law. The only thing that matters is, did you commit a crime or not? Being detained isn't some permanent trauma. Law-abiding citizens get pulled over for traffic stops all the time. They don't cry that their rights have been stolen. They move on with their lives. And I know I'm a white man and my opinion doesn't matter in the whole black-white thing, but just let me say, the worst thing about this to me is the way Cowboy Hat frames it. As if black Americans are so spiritually weak, they can't even handle being inconvenienced. Let's be real clear. That's not compassion. That's condescension. I think I cut it off before this, but Phillip ends up trying to back him up by rattling off a list of rights that had nothing to do with what was being discussed. But what she did mention is there's no right not to be detained. If my own kid or relative or friend got mixed up around shady people, I'd want the cops to sort it out. That's common sense. But CNN would rather race bait, distract, and pretend that holding criminals accountable is somehow unjust. That's why conservatives love what Scott does on here. He just dominates these debates because he says what most of us normal Americans are thinking. What do you guys think? Should cities be more aggressive in getting repeat offenders off the street? Or do you agree with Phillip that detentions are a bigger problem than crime itself? Let me know in the comments.